I'm Zita.
I'm Jared.
Welcome to our home. Come on in. Do you remember when we relocated from London to Reigate? So
Yes.
that was, 13 years ago. And yeah, that was really exciting, but it took a lot of research. We knew that London wasn't the place. We loved London, we worked in London, but London is very pricey, isn't it? So
Extremely pricey. You know, we could get a lot more moving out here than we could in London. Obviously, we were looking more at a two-bedroom flat. We could buy a bigger house, freehold house with a garden. So, you know, that's why we did look at relocating. But there's a lot of things to consider.
Definitely.
When you're looking at relocating to a new area.
I mean, we spent how many weekends just traveling around, and we kind of knew Surrey was the place for us.
Yeah.
But a lot of people from London, they look at commuter belt, Kent, Essex, Surrey.
Yes.
Various places. Hertfordshire is quite a popular one as well. But it took us a while to set on a particular area, which happened to be Reigate. And obviously we wanted to move to a place to keep our job. We don't want to change job. We had to be able to commute to London, and the train lines were good. And this place, 13 years ago already, a lot of people were moving out here.
Yes.
And it is still a popular place probably to move out from London.
Yeah, because it's still close enough to London. You can get into London in 35 to 40 minutes on a fast train. I think a lot of clients do, when they've got a restricted budget, tend to look quite, far afield sometimes, and they've got to be realistic, if that'll actually work. If you're working from home or you have a business where you can transfer to that new location quite easily, that's one thing. But if you've got a job where you're expected to go into the office or go into your workplace every day, that's not going to be as easy, if you want to move 2 hours away, is it? And lenders will look at that as, if you're looking at buying in a new area, is it realistic?
Exactly.
In terms of commute.
Because I think the commuter belt became very pricey as well, isn't it? And people look at further afield. I think Manchester is very popular now, a very popular place to live. Liverpool, Nottingham, Norfolk, especially with COVID, people explored places further afield. A lot of people who consider this option, they don't actually consider that getting a mortgage on that basis, if they have to change job, is tricky or most of the time it's impossible even. And that's just because of the risks attached to moving away from, for example, London to Liverpool. There will be much lower wages, probably it will be more difficult to find a job.
Exactly. So, I mean, in a lot of cases, it's more realistic for someone to actually move to that area, rent for a little while, first of all, get a job in that area, or get a transfer from your current workplace to that area, rent for a little bit, and then you're in a position to buy. That's more realistic for a lot of people. Some people, if they're working from home permanently, yes, they can buy straight away in that new area because it's not going to have an impact on their job because they can work remotely every day. So.
Exactly. So there are people who can start the process and apply for a mortgage while they still live in London, let's say, and they are moving to Manchester, and then once the keys are in their hands, they just move and they carry on with their job as it is. But that will be people who work from home, people who have their businesses like us. We could work
live
from
anywhere.
We could live anywhere. We are very fortunate, so we could do that. And some other businesses who can move the business, or some people who work for big multinational big companies, they might be able to get a transfer.
Yes, yeah.
But I even dealt with people who worked for the NHS, and you would think that they easily just get transferred. It's not the case.
No.
You still need to apply for a position in a different hospital, and so that is not going to be an automatic transfer.
And also it can be a completely different job market where you're moving to. As you mentioned before, the salaries can be a lot lower, okay, because it's further away from somewhere like, London, which could impact your affordability anyway. So you could actually move somewhere but get paid, lower wages. So you'd be almost in the same position if you're trying to buy in London or the surrounding areas. Okay,
Yes.
so you've really got to factor in, what is realistic and kind of do your research and see what's
Absolutely.
possible.
Yes, and I think lenders won't provide a mortgage if they know. What the banks do is they look at where you work now, what's the postcode, they look at the property you're buying, what's the postcode, and the first thing they will do is they go on Google Map and they have a look. Is it realistic for that person to travel to work every day? Now, if it's, what's the ballpark? I don't know. I mean, 2 hours probably too long. 2 hours there, 2 hours back. But maybe an hour and a half is still manageable, I think. That's quite tiring, I would say.
Potentially acceptable, but it's still, that's a long commute, isn't
But
it?
anything longer than that, the lender will say, it's just not realistic. You won't be able to commute. And normally the people who are planning this move, they know that they will be changing job as well,
Yes.
rather than commute so much. And that's the risk, because the lender will say, how long is it going to take you to find a new job?
Yep.
How much lower your wage will be in that new area. And that's a risk, because they will provide you, if they provided you with a mortgage on the current salary, which is higher,
Yep.
and then suddenly your salary drops, are you able to pay the mortgage going forward? So it's a big risk for the lender, but also for the applicant. So it's something to really be careful with.
And I think it's very important to explore the area you're wanting to live in really, really well.
Absolutely, 100%, because you might sound like, oh, I can, on Rightmove, what you see is, oh, I can buy a 3-bed house for 150,000.
Yes.
Which obviously you couldn't do, for example, in London or Surrey even. Sounds very attractive, but what that area looks like, how safe it is, how good the schools are, and could be a very good area, but you have to spend time there. Perhaps if you know people who moved there and lived there for a number of years, probably a good idea to get opinion from them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I think it's all about just planning ahead, isn't it? It's not impossible. I always say to my clients, you can absolutely relocate, but you need to follow the right steps to get there safely.